Hello everybody, Saintsman here, small van driver on the CX, and it's Sunday the 14th. Got my book to help me. This is looking back on last week, which started on the Monday the 8th. First of all, I had a pretty good weekend, although yesterday Saints lost to Saracens in the seventh. Everyone knows I'm a massive Saints supporter, season ticket holder. Me and my wife, we went down to Saracens to Stonex Stadium yesterday to watch him play Saracens, but outclassed. Yeah, it's pretty. It was average what was going to happen. Unfortunately, we're outclassed, but it was a good day out anyway. We lost 38-15, something like that. Can't remember now. Yeah, 38-15. They scored a couple at the end, but it's the way it goes. What's next year? Had a good day today. Had a nice lunch with family because it's coming up to a big birthday on Tuesday for me, 60. So they did a little surprise lunch. 12 of us went out, kids and grandkids, and yeah, it's just a good day. And now I've got time to do this. So Monday the 8th didn't work. Obviously, Coronation Day and all that bank holiday, so no work. And I'd also got the van booked in on the Tuesday morning with my mechanic Darren for its service. It's done. I've done 20,000 miles in it, just over 20,500, and I had an oil change after 10,000. So this was its first service since I bought it. So I've done 20,000, and that got done on Tuesday. Um, I did get the van back about 2 o'clock, but I weren't that fussed unless I was going to get a long late job to Scotland or to somewhere that was going to be worthwhile. I weren't going to bother. Although Tuesday I did pick up a load for Wednesday. I went did it picked up in Northampton, and it was a load for Wednesday morning, which was an early start. I've got to be in Devizes at 7, which is a funny way of going. You have to go cross country. So that's what I did Tuesday. When I picked it up, it was from a plumber's merchant, and it was delivered to another plumber's merchant on the Wednesday. It was a stock transfer. Quickly go through the fuel prices for last week. My cheapest fuel last week was UK fast fuel with Texaco card, which was 108.21, which worked out at 129.85. That's the first time this year it's been under 130, so it's going the right way. And that also helps if you've got dead miles, it's not so expensive. My second BP UK fuel card was 109.12, which worked out at 130.94. So it was going to be UK fast fuel cards I used. So Wednesday we had an early start. This video is about early starts. I've worked 3-day week and I've had some early starts. I left the house at 4:30, so getting up at just before 4, and I was in Devizes at 7 and delivered. It was 10 to 7 when I delivered. And then it was a bit of a job getting out of Devizes. It took a while, and I eventually got a job out of a place called Monkton, which is near Blandford, between Devizes and Bath. And it was going to Salisbury, and it was one package. It wasn't even a parcel or a box. It was a package, medical stuff, going to Salisbury to a private hospital, which was fine. And Salisbury, it took me further away from home, and I was like, well, we might struggle out of here. And in Salisbury, I was going to move up towards Andover, and I've just come out of Salisbury, and I pulled over, parked up, deciding that's what I was going to do, and a post popped up, believe it or not, from Salisbury to Sywell, which is in Northamptonshire. It's an airfield, it's got a few units on there, and it literally takes me 5 miles from home. So I'd been on this job. I was 8 miles from it. It was outside Salisbury. It was from Boscombe Down, the military base, and it was picking up one case, one electronic case to go to a helicopter place in Sywell, and I got it. I quite okay money on it. I wanted the job, so I did quote at the lower end of my price range. But to get me home, it was ideal. It also took me over target of 200 a day, so it was a good day, and I was done and finished and home by 5. So Wednesday was a good day, and I picked a job up on Thursday. I picked a job up Wednesday to pick up, and I had to go and pick it up to deliver on Wednesday to deliver it on the Thursday. And I picked it up at 5 o'clock. And originally I was going to take it down Wednesday night, but they changed their minds and says, could you take it first thing, 8 o'clock, Exeter, Thursday morning? So that's what we did. So we picked it up Wednesday. It was a one box. I brought it home. An early night. I was in bed about 9:30, but I couldn't sleep. And I set the alarm for 2:55 in the morning. And I eventually started at 3:30 because I had to be in Exeter at 8 o'clock. And I knew I'd have to stop on the way down, getting up that early. I'd be able to stop for a break. But I thought that's fine. But what I did on the Wednesday when I picked the package up, I'd looked at jobs from Exeter for the Thursday morning, and there was one on there picking up 9 o'clock, same postcode, going to Bath. So on the Wednesday, I phoned that job and booked that job in at a really good rate as well to go to Bath. So I got 2 jobs on the Thursday booked in, all sorted. So it all had to run smoothly. But I'd got an hour's leeway, and I knew I'd get to Exeter before 8 anyway. And I did. I got there. In fact, I travelled to the last services, to Exeter services, in one hit. It took me 3.5 hours, but I was in Exeter services at just after 7. And it was only 2 miles from Exeter services. So I had a nice break there, got myself sorted. I took the delivery there about 10 to 8, residential address, pulled on the drive, big house, and I waited. I thought I won't knock up. There was curtains till 8 o'clock, but I checked my next pickup and I was 2 miles away. So I knew I'd be fine, absolutely fine, got plenty of time. And the gentleman come out anyway. He could, obviously got a camera, he could see I was on the drive, and he went, "You got my parcel?" I said, "I have." Brilliant. He said, "Absolutely brilliant." So he took that, I drove off, and I went to the pickup at 8:15, 8:20. It was from a business, and it was going to a hospital in Bath, a private hospital. So I waited, and I filled all my paperwork in, and I went in about, I'm going to say 20 to 9, 25 to 9. Didn't pressurise them, said I'm a little bit early. It's not to pick up till 9 o'clock. It's 3 boxes. And the bloke says, "That's all right, we've got them ready for you now." He said, "They've just been done." So ideal. It run beautiful, smoothly. And that took me up to Bath. And again, doing well. Over target for the day. And I'm going to be in Bath at about 10:30. Something like that, 11 o'clock. And it was a lovely route up from Exeter, went along the A303 and then up an A367 to Bath. But it was a lovely route and a beautiful day. And I got to Bath and delivered. It was outside of Bath. It was 4 miles south of Bath. So I decided that I was going to drive up through Bath and out the other side and go up to near the motorway to see if I could get a job, Bath, Bristol, Chippenham, somewhere like that. Get a third job. I thought I'd be okay. It took a while. And then there was a job on there from Bristol to Leicester, which was, yeah, that suited me fine. It means I would get home as well, and it was going to be an earliest finish, although I'd started at 3:30 in the morning. And I quoted on that at the lower end of my range. Still didn't go mega low, but the lower end of my range, and it was from Bristol City Centre, right in the centre, BS1. So Plum Centre. It was an office block, 5th floor, and going to be tricky, but it wasn't too bad. There was a loading area to park. I always put my magnetic signs on the van so they know it's a courier. It's not just a white van parking there for fun, and hopefully you're not going to get nicked. And it's all good. Went up to 5th floor, 1 box to go to Leicester, and it was Northampton side of Leicester. It was Oadby, so it was even better. And picked that job up and took it to Leicester. So I had a really good day. It was a really, really good day. It was a long day, a lot of driving. It flowed quite well, really. Had a break and got it to Leicester, and I was at Leicester at 2:30. So I had a break as well, and I said I'd get it there for 2:30. It was smack on. So the customer was happy, shipper was happy, job done. And I decided I'm just going to drive home. That'll do me. And I decided that the Friday there was jobs on there I thought I could do with a real lay-in. It's tiring. It is tiring getting up early and working long hours, but you do 2 long days because I'm only working 3 days, and it worked out well. And coming to Friday, I picked a job up Thursday. Actually, I got home and I was doing my invoices. I do them every day if I'm home. I try and do them every day. Don't let them build up. I don't leave them till weekend. I try and keep on top of them. And I was doing them, and I was keeping an eye on the feed for Friday. And there was a job on there picking up 8:30 Northampton to Telford. And I thought, do you know what? That'll do me. I can have a lay in. I ain't gonna get up till sort of 7:30, and I can be there 8:15. And I got it, and it was good money as well. Telford's not the best area, but I worked first. I thought I just want a job at Telford, then I want a job back really, and that'll do me. That'll it. I'll be over my target for 3 days. Happy. As it happened, I picked the job up. It was one box, and it was one pallet, big pallet as well. It did say it was a 20 kilo pallet, or a 20 kilo item. It weighed nearly 200 kilos. They'd missed it off a naught. I did phone the shipper to have a dig at the shipper, just to inform him that, did you know that your customer had put, you've put 20 kilos, it's actually 200 kilos. It's not a problem. It's just that it was, it wasn't what you put. And the customer had booked it with a shipper through their portal and put 20 kilos, one item. Now, whether he meant to put 200 and missed a naught off, I don't know, but it was no problem. The shipper I've worked for before, they're really nice people. And I said, it's not a problem. And it needed strapping on a pallet. It was a big turbo thing. So I strapped it on the pallet and off we went to Telford. No hassle. Apart from the M6 was knackered at Birmingham to Coventry going north. So I jumped on the A5 and went A5 all the way. And it was an hour's delay if I'd have got on the M6. It took me half an hour extra, but I'd put that in the job. And I got there at 10:30 in Telford and delivered straight away. It was a simple delivery. They got a forklift waiting, bang, off. And I went and parked up. There's uh, a retail park. It's called Wrekin, Wrekin, Wrekin Retail Park. Tall man, small van, John. He'll know it because he's around that area and he purchased there. There's a McDonald's, there's Tesco, there's all sorts there, and it's a good place to perch right by the M54. Well, I didn't even get a chance to get out and get McDonald's coffee or anything because there was a job on there from Wolverhampton to Biggleswade, which suits me fine because it gets me past Northampton and 30 mile the other side, and I've got that mileage. And I quoted it in pretty good price and got it. It was one small pallet, 100 kilos, and quite good money. I've got 20 odd miles to get, about 20 miles to go to get to it. Maybe not that quite as much as that, but roughly that. And I got the job. And yep, shot straight over to Wolverhampton, and it was near a Cannock. It was past Wolverhampton. Picked it up again, another small pallet. This one was 100 kilos. It was steel, and it was going from one company to its sister company in Biggleswade, which is fine. Now we picked it up, off we went. Done that one, and that was going to be me for the week. Sorted. I thought, yep, I can afford to drive home from there, and I'll take that, and won't have too late a finish on a Friday, knowing I got the weekend off. And got to Biggleswade, delivered, had a nice chat with the forklift driver. He was a Leicester Tigers supporter. I'm a Saints supporter. We were both hopeful. Well, unfortunately, I've just found out Leicester got beat by Sale, so we're both losers. But hey, that's what it is. But I had a good chat with him. Didn't really look for the feed for anything else. I full intention of just driving home. It was about 37 miles across country, across to Bedford and up that way, because I live Bedford side of Northampton. And a job popped up from the same shipper I just done work for, going to Biggleswade, from Letchworth Garden City, going to Brixworth, which is Northamptonshire, which is literally 8 miles from my house. And I'd only got 7 miles to go to Letchworth to pick it up, 8 mile. I'm like, I'll quote, and I quoted. I'm going to be honest with you. I quoted low. I think I quoted 65p every mile, all in. It was a small pallet again, and I got the job. And I would have driven home empty, so I might as well go another 8 mile and get 65 pence a mile on it, which made it a really good week. Really good week. So that's good. The 3 days I worked, that's all I worked then. I'd finished, I was home at 5:15. I started at left my house at 8 o'clock. So it was a fullish day. But my God, yeah, it's good. I hadn't really stopped. I had sort of a 20-minute break once and 10 minutes another time, and that was about it, really. So it's full on, but it's good. It brings some money in. So the total this week, just gone, I did in 3 days 1,077 miles. And I did 34 hours over 3 days. So it's 11-hour days, averages. 24 hours driving, so quite a lot of driving, 8 hours a day, 3 days a week. So it's quite a lot of driving, but it's fine. And my total was 720 quid before that. You add that on, it takes it up to 864. And then you take off your 10%, which brings you back to £777.60 for 3 days. So happy with that, very happy with that. The last couple of weeks it's picked up for me. It's hard work, and the only way to earn good money, especially with a small van, I'll tell you now, the only way is to do early starts. Get a job in. Get an 80 quid job in before 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Get it in, and hopefully get your second job booked in. You know, give yourself leeway so you don't bugger it up, don't knacker it up, and do that. But I did £777, which works out at about 206, just under 260 quid a day. So pretty good for 11-hour days averaging. That's about right. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the 3 days. I'm sick of the bank holidays, and the reason I'm sick of it, and any owner driver will tell you, is you ain't working. You're having days off. It's great. Don't get me wrong, great, but you ain't doing a full day week. You want to get your money in if you've got a chance. I've got in June, from June the 17th to July the 3rd, I'm off. I'm on holiday, so that's June's going to be a pretty 2 weeks, and that's it. So I'm trying to get money as I can. And we've got another bank holiday the week after next, but that's what it was. So it averages out at about 72 pence every mile for my van. I'd like to get it over 80 average, but that's every mile. Loaded, unloaded, dead miles, the lot. So it averages out at 72p, which, yeah, he's right at 80 really. You want to get to 80, but with the price of fuel, it's achievable. So that was last week. And I'm working tomorrow. I've got a full day tomorrow. I'm back on work that I used to do when I used to work for Chris. There's a job there I'm doing, and it's going. I'm picking up again. I'm going to be picking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I've got early start, and I'm going to Southampton and to Cheltenham and to Exeter. So I've got a full day, but I've got a really good. I'm happy with the money. I've got 315 miles or something like that. But I'm getting 255 plus VAT, I think, something like that. I'm getting really good money. Happy with the money, and it's just taking. I've got 6 boxes, 2 for each company I'm going to, so it's 3 drops. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. I should be in Exeter about 3:30 done, maybe a bit earlier. Might even be there at 2:30. But unless I'll be looking for another job, I'll be looking for a long day. If I can get a long day in, I'll do it. So if there's something coming back, I'll bid for it again. But if not, it's not a problem. It's not an issue whatsoever. I'll just hang around Exeter and look for a job for the next day. Anywhere, Exeter, Plymouth, Oakhampton, somewhere like that. Whatever happens. So it's been a good week. But it ain't easy, let me tell you. People say, oh, you make it look easy. I don't. It's not easy. It's hard work. And the only way you're going to earn money is to get your ass out of bed early. Like, not that early, not as early as I've been doing, but you want to be on the road at 6 with a job if you can, or get a job from the night before. And it just worked out last week. I was picking the jobs up from the night before to deliver the next day at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and they've been a long way away. So I've started early. That's what you do. But anyway, I'm going to also, I'm changing the subject. I've got a fair few people asking me questions, which I'm trying to answer, but I'm going to write them down, the list of questions that I think are relevant that may help people in this business. And I'll do a question and answers. It won't be a live one where you can throw questions at me. I will write the questions down. Who's put the questions? This is on my other videos, and just generally give my advice. That's all I can do. It's what works for me. You know, I've got a little Fiat Doblo. It's an L2. Get 50 miles to the gallon. It was serviced by Darren. Darren says it's everything's right with it. You know, we've done filter changes and all that, pollen changes, and yeah, I'm going to do a question and answer session hopefully. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get the questions in some sort of order, and I'll give you some answers so everyone gets it. You know, without having to listen to me ramble like I am now. So hope you have a good week next week. Whoever's working, if you've got any questions, put them in the box and I'll try and get to them, or I'm going to write them down and I ain't going to write them all down. We're just going to write ones that I think are relevant and just give you a general question and answer session. So that's it for now. If you like the video, please subscribe. I've got 836 subscribers, which is fantastic. I also believe a lot of people who watch it don't subscribe. Please subscribe. It don't cost you anything. It gets it out there to hopefully help people. And there's a bell or something you can ring it. Or, I don't know what you do, but you ring it or something and you get when I do my next video. So that's all good. And let's see you next week. Cheers.